Harley-Davidson is trying everything they can to try and right the ship after declining sales numbers. They have a plan though. So what's that plan and is it going to work? Let's jump right in. Harley-Davidson is taking a beating in the sales numbers, and it's absolutely no secret. A lot of the sales numbers have decreased in 2024, 7% decrease in 2024 over 2023, and a larger decrease between 23 and 22. And for what it's worth, Harley-Davidson has taken a lot of flack from its fan base, not specifically towards the brand, but more towards the CEO at the helm, Zeitz. So there's a general consensus over the motor company that one of the issues that Harley-Davidson is facing is that they don't really have an entry-level way for people to get into the Harley-Davidson lineup. And certainly the revamped Softail lineup will help that, but Harley-Davidson has a plan and they're going to fix it. Zeitz said they're going to increase their investment in smaller displacement motorcycles, both globally and in certain select markets. So what does Harley-Davidson have on tap for smaller displacement bikes? Well, we already know that they produce some overseas for overseas markets. Harley-Davidson produces the X440 in India through a partnership with Hero Corporation over there. And those bikes sell, in that particular market, sell pretty well. And then through a partnership in China with QJ Motors, they produce the X350 and X500 motorcycles for the Chinese market. Now, none of those have reached American shores except maybe for the X350 as it's being used in some of the Harley Rider Academy courses. But other than that, these motorcycles largely have not made their way to the United States. And that's not to say that there isn't demand for this particular segment. You've got a lot of motorcycle manufacturers that manufacture motorcycles in this segment. I'm thinking Kawasaki off the top of my head does the Eliminator. You got the Honda Rebel 500, that's in this space. So there's a few motorcycles definitely in this space that are getting people into cruiser style motorcycles or touring style motorcycles. So this segment is definitely an area where Harley-Davidson doesn't have a presence currently and potentially could dive into. And let's face it, a lot of people don't have 20, 30 grand for a motorcycle. They're going to be looking for that $6,000 to $8,000-ish motorcycle. So Harley-Davidson doesn't really have something in that segment right now, doesn't really have something at that price point. And off the top of my head, I was thinking that Indian does. I think one of the Scout 60s comes in just at $9,999. Take a look, for example, at the Honda Shadow Aero. It falls in somewhere at like $7,000, $8,000, I want to say, off the top of my head. If I'm wrong, I'll put the number here somewhere. But again, somewhere between that $5,000 and $10,000 range, there's definitely a need for that because there's the other manufacturers are selling in there. Harley-Davidson doesn't have a presence in that segment. And the idea is, right, you get someone on a Harley at the very beginning, they're going to buy Harley for life. So why they're not in that segment, that's an issue, in my estimation anyway. So what's this plan? How's it going to roll out? Things like that. Well, we do know that Harley-Davidson is in the process of developing a new motorcycle for the Indian market in their partnership with Hero Corporation. Currently, they're developing the Nightster 440, which is going to be based on their X440 type platform. It's going to be a single cylinder 440cc low slung cruiser type motorcycle. Does that sound like what we're talking about here? So there is potential there for Harley-Davidson to maybe team up with Hero to bring some of those bikes to the United States and expand the market for Hero Corporation? Or will Harley-Davidson go the Chinese route and produce motorcycles in partnership with QJ Motor in China and bring those over to the United States? Or is Harley-Davidson going to go on their own and do it with US-based design, US-based manufacturing, all that other stuff? We already know that some of the Revolution Maxes are being made in Thailand. Some of the production is offshore already. So it would be interesting to see how Harley-Davidson is going to go forward with this particular plan, whether they're going to manufacture it at home or overseas. And of course, with tariffs and everything else that we know that's going on right now in the trade world, the question remains, is Harley-Davidson going to be encouraged to start that production in the United States and manufacture that in Milwaukee or wherever else they are? All good questions. Remains to be seen. So I, for one, will be waiting with bated breath to see what the motor company's plan is for these smaller displacement motorcycles. Very interesting, very exciting for Harley-Davidson fans. I know it'd be great to get folks on a bike earlier on and have them buy Harley for life. So let's just see what the motor company does and figure out if they're going to go with the domestic produced or foreign produced product and see how they're going to implement it. I, for one, as an admirer of the motor company, really hope that they turn it around. They're an American icon, and you just can't sustain a business model with repeated losses. So whatever Harley's got to do around, I think this is a pretty good move on their part to try to turn around. Will it be enough? That remains to be seen. So what are your thoughts? What do you think about Harley moving into the smaller displacement market? Do you think it's a good business move on their part? Leave a comment below. Would love to discuss it. And as always, we'll catch you on the next one.